Paul Stanley was instrumental in working the two of you working together, and some introductions made with Paul Stanley, right? Because didn't Paul introduce you into the world of John Bon Jovi?
Well, Bon Jovi was opening act, one of the opening acts in a big tour that Kiss did in Europe, and he had made friends with John and said, "Hey, you should try writing with Desmond." So John gave me a call. What happened was the first time we got together to write at Richie's house in New Jersey, you know, I had a title in my back pocket, "You Give Love a Bad Name," literally in my back pocket, written on a little piece of paper. And I pulled it out and I said the title, and that's, you know, John looked me straight in the eyes, and that's when he gave me his first glimpse of the $1 billion smile. You know, right. I saw nothing but teeth, and it was a great moment. And he had a song on his first record that he had written called "Shot Through the Heart." So he's not one to let a good hook go to waste. So he brought that in, and it was "Shot Through the Heart," and YouTube, "Darling, You Give Love a Bad Name." And that was our first, three-way high five.
Nice. Well,
so then,
I had always
the idea of writing for other people went out the window, and they kept the song.
As you do, but that, I mean, launched their career completely. I always say there is a story behind every song written. That story sort of had real life characters. Everybody brought something to it. John might have brought that line, but you actually brought the characters of that song.
No, I mean, John had always said that the characters he had in mind when we wrote that song were his high school friends, Bonnie and Joe. And I think Richie, once I spoke to him, he said, "Well, I was thinking about my parents because they really struggled, to make ends meet." And then I was thinking about my girlfriend, who she and I co-founded Desmond Child and Rouge, Maria Vidal. And she was working in a diner that was like a singing diner in New York City called Once Upon a Stove. And her waitress name was Gina Velvet. And that's why I brought in Gina. So when I first mentioned Gina, I thought Gina and Johnny, because my name is John, because I was thinking about us, my real name, John Barrett. And so John said, no, I can't sing Johnny because people think, because I like the alliteration, Gina and Johnny. But he said, people think I'm singing about myself, and it's like, right. And then he said, Tommy, which was like a sound alike. And that's where Tommy and Gina were born.
Who was on board with it more? Was it Richie or was it John that wanted to record it?
Oh, with Livin on a Prayer. Like, we wrote the song, and I think that they demoed it. And, John, they had written like 100 songs. I was only a co-writer on a couple of them. And he wasn't really that enthusiastic about it because he thought it was sentimental, like it was a little bit slow or mid-tempo-y, when he wanted to rock. And that was his vision. And so Richie and I literally got on our hands and knees, half joking, half for real, and begged him to cut it. Just try it, just cut it. And with the magic of what was happening in Vancouver at the time with their producer, Bruce Fairburn, the late, great Bruce Fairburn, and Bob Rock, they brought it to life in a way that was way beyond my imagination. I mean, I was just like, wow.